Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Hope you're going to have a good time. I'm going to be able and discuss this whole situation with Jimmy because there are certain things that I haven't covered within the video on my main channel. How is Jimmy in the wrong, Abdi Muhammad? Like, what exactly did he do? To me, it seems like he's on the defensive. From what I understand, like there was an actual journalist that was in Syria, and Jimmy just covered the story, and the anchor started attacking him. So what is it in the wrong? Like, is it the assault, the sexual assault, as they call it, sexual abuse? Sorry. And hello, Zanothium. But yeah, I mean, I don't even care about the whole situation, right? Like, I don't care what Jimmy thinks about Syria. I don't care what the Young Turks are saying. Like, that's not the point, okay? The point is that the reason why they are fighting over is force the vote. What are you talking about? I don't know. Whatever. Well, the point is, like, today's conversations are like, you accuse someone of something and the other person, instead of defending themselves, just say, you're a bad person, so anything you say is false because you're a bad person. Now, I want to talk about sexual abuse, right? Because Vosh actually had a take on this. Let me see if I can find what Vosh said, which is very funny. Like, I watch Vosh, believe it or not, and Vosh was saying, it's like, oh, we're supporting Biden. We're supporting Biden and we're voting for Biden because we want Democrats to win so we can then co-opt their party. We can subvert them, right? So the moment Biden wins, he's going to be hypercritical of Biden. And the moment he won, he was just praising Biden left and right. And he was very, very happy with the establishment, which is interesting. I think I know why, but it doesn't matter. The interesting part is that you have Vosh saying, I've gotten a lot of comments from Jimmy Dore fans on my video today, and 90% of them boil down to, Lemao, it's not sexual harassment to loudly and publicly comment on a co-worker's ass, you snowflake. So for those of you who don't know the joke that Jimmy Dore made, the joke that went around the world, he said, Anna Kasparian was bending over, and you could see her thong through the miniskirt, apparently. And Jimmy Dore said, wow, that's a really good news anchor miniskirt. So apparently, like, that's considered, sexual harassment, which is pretty much like in the same category as groping a woman's tit at the office, trying to, push a woman up against the wall, like that type of thing. It's really the same category, like telling her, hey, if you don't go into the boss's room now, you're not going to get the promotion. But I'm pretty sure the left knows what they're doing when they're framing it this way, right? As I mentioned in the video, it's like getting a slap on the wrist and then saying, oh my God, like when I was at the Young Turk, I was the victim of an assault. I mean, the guy was violent to me, okay? He hit me. So when you say it like that, like, there's no lie, but obviously it's like you're misinterpreting things, specifically because, like, what happened isn't that bad, right? But I want to go back to what Jordan Peterson said in a interview where I'm kind of surprised they're not really airing, because it was considered to be kind of reactionary. They didn't really find that interview to be very progressive. So the reality is that women flirt differently than men. Okay, so for men, when you want to flirt, it's active. Like, you go to the woman, you ask her out, you suggest things, you do innuendos, right? Like that's how a man flirts. A woman flirts differently. A woman flirts passively, by using makeup, by dressing provocatively, by doing certain things in order to attract attention. So if we're going to have the standard so low that just one joke is so damning that even years later it's horrible. Why should women then also not be held to a similar standard? It's like, okay, if you go to the workplace, you're not supposed to dress in a incredibly provocative manner. Now, what that is, can be up for discussion. Can be, I mean, there are workplaces with dress codes. If you go there, you have to wear a suit. So, why is it that like for the standard for men is that they're not even supposed to make a comment about the tushy when a woman in front of them just bends over and you can see her underwear, right? If the opposite was true, like if you had Alex Jones bending in front of Anna Kasparian and showing his underwear, she'd also probably think that, oh my god, she's being abused, like indecent exposure. She'll probably be like, get off the stage, you fat. Anyway. Remember when we all thought Jimmy might be halfway based? I mean, Jimmy is a left-leaning person. I don't know why people expect him to be right-wing or anything. No, like, Jimmy is a left-leaning person. I listen to him specifically because he's left-leaning. Like, I wouldn't want Jimmy to be a right-winger. I'm perfectly happy with the fact that he's putting out content that's challenging the status quo. I disagree with him on a lot of things, especially on cops and education and others, but like, he's not a crazy person. Like, I wouldn't think that people like Jimmy are mean-spirited and have the power to destabilize whatever groups they're going into, because people like the Young Turks, they go into gaming and immediately gaming is going through a recession. Like, nothing sells anymore. Everything goes bankrupt. They go into Hollywood and you end up like movies not selling and everything is bad and stupid. Is there something going on with the stream? I don't know. You need to be more specific than that. Can I keep this stream? Probably, if I don't show any copyright material. Sometimes I have cool stuff I want to show, but I don't because people don't want me to delete the stream. That would be indecent exposure in both cases. Yeah, good luck, making the argument that a girl in a tight skirt bending over and you can see her thong, like, that's indecent exposure. Good luck doing that. It's like Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, where Amber said, yeah, I beat you, Johnny, and what are you going to do about it? Who's going to believe you? Who's going to believe that I hit you? So, yeah, why is Igor Bondar really caring about my haircut? Igor, unless you want to fuck me, I really don't care about what you think about my hairstyle. Yeah, just woke up, Igor, so deal with it. But it's also bad, like, when you live with a girl and she uses all the combs in the house and they're filled with hair, like every single one of them, so then you got it. But anyway, right, I don't care. Let's talk about something else. Let me look at Twitter. Okay, so people want me to keep this stream. I'm not going to show you some clips from Jimmy Dore because then I might have to remove the video. This was something which happened. I kind of missed the new normal, by the way. And you're thinking, like, aren't these people vaccinated? It's so bizarre. Like, okay, so if they're all in the same space, isn't, like, the breath and the coughing from these guys over here going to be transmitted to these guys over here? I don't know. It's just like, oh God, the new normal. The new normal. And then you also see, like, a police officer patrolling through all of these. Like, this was the most surreal thing. Like, this is what I wanted to talk about, right? Like you get the overseer, moving. He who walks behind the rows. He who walks behind the rows. It's like going around. This guy seems to have escaped the cage as well. Like, there's a couple of gentlemen that have escaped the captivity. I think this is why the guy is here. Like, he's coming all the way to ask this guy, hey, do you have a license to be out of the cage? She got Lois. Here's what I don't get, right? Like this is why it looks really Orwellian, because I thought about it. Why couldn't you just draw like a line on the ground where they're supposed to stay? Like, what's the purpose in actually putting bars, like these tiny cages that are like, the tiny cage isn't going to, prevent the air from these guys to go towards these guys. It makes absolutely no sense. We're going to look back at this like 20 years from now. There's still going to be footage on YouTube. Like, the difference, I suppose, is that we don't really have footage from, I don't know, the 1930s. I mean, yeah, sure, you get some, but not like the level you have today. So in, I don't know, 2060, you're going to have our great-grandchildren looking back at this, and they're not going to believe what they're seeing. They're going to be like, nah, like, this is ridiculous. Thank you for being here, Johnny, despite the fact that you weren't notified. Anyone seen Tariq Nasheed, latest documentary? No, but I definitely want to. Sexual harassment was that girl in the office that told me she didn't have on panties. Man, you know what's interesting? Because I've been analyzing this for a while now. If you go to a progressive person, like a feminist or someone, and you say, you know what, like, let's make it so that at the office, people just work. Like, you don't touch anyone, you don't talk with anyone, you don't flirt with anyone, right? They will be like, no, that's too excessive. Like, flirting is fine. And you're like, no, because you have like a lot of social justice activists like freaking out every time someone makes a joke or an innuendo or something like that. And they're like, nah, you're exaggerating. And then you literally see it happening. Like, literally see it just like a joke or a flirt or something, and they explode. I guess they want to make the game more dangerous, huh? This is how you separate the chads from the virgins. Is like creating the environment where if you flirt with a coworker, if she doesn't like you back, then you can get fired. But if she likes you, then you can get a girlfriend. So you now have more of a risk to take whenever you flirt. I see what they're doing, huh? It's like only flirt if you're absolutely sure. Like only flirt with the people that you know are going to like you. In 2060, they'll delete bugs and live in the pods. Believe it or not, the World Economic Forum released yet another one of their thing where they are like, experts are saying that by 2030, people are going to live in an ecopod. And I'm thinking, is it really on a natural progress, like a grassroots thing, like people want to live in a pod? Or is it all more like the rich are pushing for people to live in the pod and the rich themselves want to live in a pod? It's population control. I don't really believe that. I mean, you can still have a date outside of the workplace, although, like, from what I understand, there was a study which showed that more than 50% of relationships, like, people met together for the first time at the workplace. And ever since, like, the diversity officers went in and they wanted to make sure that there's no more lawsuits at the companies, dating at the workplace dropped significantly. Like, people are legitimately afraid to talk with a colleague that's of a different gender at the work because of things like that, right? Like, it's not that they're afraid to talk. They're afraid to flirt. They're afraid to make innuendos. They're afraid to joke. No, I really don't look at it as like there's someone that thinks, oh my god, like let's do this as a grand narrative of population control. I mean, if it happens, it might be like a side effect, but I definitely think that the people just want power that are doing this. Because for example, you look at a company and it's like, oh, you have like a lot of sexual assault cases in your company. Why don't you hire me as a diversity officer and I'll get rid of them? Like, I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. I heard you're a writer now for the Lotus Eaters. Congratulations. I'm not really a writer for the Lotus Eaters. I can write whenever I want. I don't get paid for it, though. Like, Sargon doesn't hire people unless they actually go there and work at the office. So no, I am grateful that I can use the Lotus Eaters as a platform to write whatever I want, but it's not that I'm employed there. You will own nothing and never be happier. Yeah, I mean the thing with owning nothing, I can see people being happy with it in a way. A lot of people are happy with Steam. I mean, technically, you don't own a single game on Steam. If the Steam servers go down, you lose everything you have there, and you probably paid thousands of dollars for it if you have Steam for more than a couple of years. So yeah, I mean, you don't own them, but are you going to say you're not happy? You get to see a lot of houses that are being bought right now by big banks, and they're going to rent it to people. I mean, they're not going to own something, but hey, they're going to live in cheap rent, I guess. Sexual assault, flirting is the good old times. Well, there's a difference between flirt and actual sexual assault. I mean, for example, no one is going to say that if you're at the office and you spank a woman's tushy without her permission, no one is going to say that that is normal or that is okay. Like that is beyond a shadow of a doubt something that should get you fired, or at the very least should be illegal, right? But if you go to work and you make one joke, like in the case of Jimmy Dore, he's like, "Oh wow, nice newscaster miniskirt." I mean, depends. I mean, do those jokes happen every single day? Is he specifically targeting her over and over again, or is it like just one joke, right? So this is the core question: is like, would you want to live in a world where like people shouldn't make any jokes whatsoever? And I know like the progressives, like they go, it's like, oh no, that's not what we're asking. No, it is what you're asking. Like literally, you went back in time several years, like what, 4, 5, 6 years now. You went back in time to expose like the joke. Payment for your Sargon slave labor. Also, more Ratchet and Clank. I don't think people want to watch Ratchet and Clank. I don't know. And I would have to ask my friend to buy to lend me the PS5 again, because it wasn't mine. So it's sexual assault if the woman does not like you. No, not really, because I know like cases where the woman does like him, and then like they have a spat or a breakup or something, and then it's sexual assault again. It really matters. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of power. It doesn't matter me that there's a lot of power in the hand of the woman. No, it's a lot of power in the hands of the accuser. Like that is the main problem. Like what is the difference between a joke and sexual assault? Well, sexual abuse. It's like, well, if the accuser comes up and says that they got sexually abused, then is the problem. I've been legit grabbed in the dick in my previous job at a restaurant by old hag creeps. So the dick grabbing thing, like I thought it's a myth until it happened to me as well. Obviously, it's very rare. Like it only happened once in my life. But it does happen. And there's a lot of guys at cosplay events that talk about someone grabbing their dick, which is kind of weird. But yeah, it does happen. No one is going to talk about it though, apparently, because I don't know. I guess no one believes people or something. It's just weird. Case in point, it's sexual assault if the woman does not like you now or in the future. Well, like it depends. Like again, as I mentioned, like smacking a woman's ass. Okay, like that is clear case of sexual abuse at the office. Like, or say, if you're a boss and you say to a woman, if you suck my cock, you get a promotion. Like, there are certain things that no one is going to say no. Like that's not a problem. But there's also other things that like the coffee elevator thing in atheism. Like they go to a convention, the guy asks what's her name. It's like, hey, do you want to go to my room and have a cup of coffee? And she's like, oh my god, sexual misogyny, and she actually jump started the platform based on that. Rebecca, I believe, was her name or something like that. Yeah, it's an American thing, I believe. I don't think it happens in Romania. I've never heard about it happening in Eastern Europe. Um. Anyway, do women do that? Absolutely, Jeremy. There's that video with the woman that goes into, I believe it was a baseball field, and starts grabbing and starts grabbing the players by their ass. Let me see if I can find it. Well, I used to be able to find these things quite easily until YouTube just completely destroyed their search algorithm. Let's see if I can try different combination. Woman grabs ass players. No, woman grabs baseball players. Like this. This is the one. Like if obviously, if a guy would do something like this, it would have been more evidence that there is more work to be done. So she goes in, starts grabbing the ass of the players. Well, slapping them, I guess. And the referee is chasing her, like trying to get her off. And I believe like at one point she said like one more. She just wanted to grab one more. Yeah. Now here's the problem. I don't want equality. Like I don't think this, and I know I'll upset a lot of people, right? I don't think like this is I don't think it's a major problem, okay? I don't think it's a societal issue. I don't think like this warrants people faking outrage and going, oh my god, this is so horrible, why is this allowed, blah 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 blah. None of the players sued her, okay? Like none of the players felt that this is going to be a traumatic event, all right? If it was like women players and a man would have gone into the ring, I'm pretty sure like all of them would file lawsuits. Like, because I'm not going to pretend that men and women are 100% identical when it comes to these issues. I mean, I'm pretty sure like the players might have been in a comfortable situation, because imagine being married and you're having like this big titty girl running after you and slapping your ass. Like you go home, you need to have a conversation with the missus, explain the problem, the situation. Like you probably don't want to be in the predicament. But at the same time, as a guy, you probably feel kind of good. It's like, oh, I still got it. Still got the ladies gravitating towards me. What I'm trying to say is that I don't make a big issue out of this, right? But I am fully aware that if the roles were reversed, you would actually know the guy's name. It would have been on 24/7 coverage on CNN, and everyone would be outraged. And everyone's like, oh my god, how is this happening? Why is it? To be fair, what could they have said? Schizo woman slapped by rear. Yeah, pretty much. Owen Schrower from InfoWars got his junk grabbed by a feminist. Yeah, I remember that, and he actually sued. I think he even won the lawsuit. Even if any of these players were traumatic by being sexually assaulted like that, he'd be laughed at. Maybe it's because I can't picture myself being traumatized by like one tiny slap, by one tap. If a player would actually come up and file a lawsuit or say, that he felt very uncomfortable because of it, I would believe him. I wouldn't laugh at him. I'll be like, yeah, okay, fine, that's fucked up. It's probably because you get a lot of guys that don't get action, and they're like, oh, I wish I was the guy, like I wish it happened to me. And with that mindset, they're not able to judge the situation in the same manner that maybe one of these players would judge it. I mean, if you're a baseball player, you probably have a lot of fans, which means that you probably have a lot of women. So yeah, maybe in some cases they do get women trying to touch their ass and grab them and touch them, and they might not enjoy that after a while. I don't think it's traumatizing, but it's bloody humiliating. Really, you'd be humiliated if a cute lady would run after you to tap your rear? I mean, I'm not going to judge, if that's you, then okay. I would just roll my eyes. I'm like, oh, God, because you're a baseball player. You probably had fans trying to get to you before, which is why you have security. These guys are probably mad at that chick is a degenerate. I don't know if she's a degenerate. I think she's just being edgy. Probably drunk or high. See, now we reached the point where Dave is saying that it's okay if a nice looking girl is doing it. Oh, so Dave, it's only sexual assault if you don't like the girl, I take it, right? If you like the girl, then it's fine. I suppose, yeah. I mean, I suppose people might have reacted differently. If this girl was bad looking. Like, let's assume that she was a little bit more rotund, with armpit hair and, you know, like all the beauty signifiers on reverse. Then yeah, I think like people would have looked at this and they might have been a bit more outraged. I do agree with that. A woman like that smacking your ass is the same as an SJW violently grabbing genitals. Well, again, I just don't care. I'm like, meh. I know a lot of you want me to care, but I don't. I genuinely do not care. And apparently the players didn't care either. Otherwise, they would have filed a complaint. She was escorted out by the security, though. I think like she wasted money on the ticket. Or did she? Yeah, maybe it was money well used. She is bad looking. I don't know. I can't tell. It's pixelated, but given like the physique, long hair, you know, the blonde Nikita. I don't know. I just wonder why do people care so much about these things? Because I think like if you didn't have feminism, you probably wouldn't give a shit. Like if this happened 30 years ago, no one would care. But I think like the reason people care is that they know that if the roles were reversed, people would care. If she can run after them and catch them, then at least she's in a decent shape. Oh my god, good point. Like she actually managed to run after baseball players, right? If a guy does that, he gets banned from the stadium. No, if a guy does that, I think he might be in trouble with the law. Like the police would go in there. Anyway, let's see if we can find something else to talk about. When I run out of topics to talk about, and I usually do run out of topics to talk about because I'm working on This Week in Stupid and don't want to give spoilers, I go on Reddit. I'm starting to love Reddit, right? So you get our relationship advice. It has like a Redditor giving a rose to what appears to be another Redditor, but it looks more like a penis. Is it trying to give socialism to the other Redditor? Because a rose is the symbol of socialism. Is this what's happening? Like, is it trying to give... Whatever. Post must contain a title and a description. All posts must request advice. No moral judgment. Dude, do you know how many moral judgments we see? Things the sub can't give advice on. Surveys, academic research, information, blah, blah, blah. All comments must be on topic and focused on the opening poster and be made in good faith. How do you know if a comment isn't made in good faith, though? Keep it civil. No referencing hateful or abusive subs. All right, whatever. Let's give advice to this lady. So, she's a 38-year-old woman and a 46-year-old husband. Let me start by saying I take care of myself and I look good, as well as my husband. We are approaching 10 years of marriage. Oh, wow. And have 2 children, both of which we conceived by having sex. Once. I kid not. What? Why is this an accomplishment? Yes, twins exist. Twins are valid, like the left likes to say. We have sex life that barely has a pulse. Not my choice. It's pretty much been this way from the beginning, with the exception of the dating stage. The annoying part is his family and friends all joke that he must not be able to keep his hands off me. Meanwhile, I have to beg him to touch me. We both work full time, and I am actually the breadwinner currently. We flip-flop, yet every time I try to initiate, he's tired or stressed at work. I have pulled every trick. I've gotten lingerie. I've bought pornographic material for us to watch together. I've answered the door in just a tie and stilettos. I've given him massages. I've offered him blowjobs. My bad. I've sent the kids away for a night. I'm lucky if I get sex once a month or quarterly. I took it so far as to reach out to his physician, thinking maybe he has a testosterone problem. Turns out it was borderline low, and he took meds for a month and stopped. I know he watches porn without me. I've tried asking him to give me a shot instead of the porn. That didn't work. My fucking God. Over the years, I've expressed calmly and not so calmly how it's making me feel. I told him I was going to stop trying. When I stopped, he didn't try except for once a month. The guy's like that time of the month, huh? Last month we were intimate, and afterwards he says, "You don't initiate anymore." I said, "Yes, we've addressed this a billion times. It's incredibly hurtful to want to crave your partner and not to get it. So I've got some creative juices flowing to try to liven things up. I need some help. And can he come to the bedroom? Blah, blah, blah. Millions of people have jobs. There's no reason to be tired every time. Blah, blah, blah. The more you talk about sex, the less I wanted to have it. He's not gay. He's not cheating on me. He's a good father. Yeah, so, maybe, you know, she's got like one of those vaginas that don't get moist easily and it hurts putting it in. So he's like thinking, oh God, like if I start doing it, it's going to hurt really bad in the beginning. Get some oil. Maybe that's... all jokes aside. I guess the issue might be that they weren't compatible to begin with, because I know certain women that don't want to do sex often. Like, there are women that would probably be fine once a month, and then there's women that want to do it quite often. And then it also matters with the partner that you have. I mean, I had girlfriends that I wanted to do it almost every day with them, and then I had girlfriends that I didn't want to do with them. Like, I just don't know. It's more like the body language and like the way you present yourself. It's kind of subconscious based. In this case, I don't think there is a solution. I mean, it's just the way he is. You know, he's the once a month guy. He's like the one-shot Johnny, you know? I guess he's got a medical issue as well. He's got low testosterone. It's like borderline low testosterone. So, yeah, I mean, she already tried everything. I definitely don't think it's a funny situation. Yeah, that gets solved with a few bucks spent on lube. I know. V's girlfriend wrote that. Jesus, 38. Ugh. Maybe she doesn't say she's. I mean, I don't think it's because she is fat. Because her family is saying, "Oh, I bet he can't keep his hands off you." So no, I don't think that she's ugly. Woman, you are in your 30s. You are too old for this. Grow up. Tactical Droid, do you honestly think that when you are in your 30s, you're not going to want to have sex with your wife? I mean, the guy is 46, right? Yeah, I mean, maybe this is another problem. Like, he's 46. I don't know how the libido is at 46, but I assume it's going down a little bit. Especially since he's got low testosterone. Yeah, like, this is sad. I wanted to read something funny, but... Instead, I got something sad. All right, let's see something else. She, 33, wouldn't scroll up to show me 32 messages from another guy. I don't think I even need to read anything besides this. You know, and it's like the checkmate. I went to buy now. Like, no, seriously, is there any possible reason why, like, you get to see your significant other talking to a member of the opposite sex, and you're like curious and like, can you show me? And they're going like, no. Is there any logical reason why they would be no in that point? You know, and don't give me the bullshit. It's like, oh, you never trust me. And like, put yourself into the situation of the other person, right? Like, let's say you're talking with a friend, and it just so happens that your significant other walks in the room, sees you talking with the friend, and she's like, can I see? And you're like, yeah, my precious. Like, if you did nothing wrong, you're going, okay, sure. I went to my now ex-girlfriend a few nights ago. We were together for 9 months. It's been a rocky, to say the least. She has dumped me multiple times by WhatsApp, amongst other things. How old are these people? 30 years old, and they're dumping each other over WhatsApp? Jesus. We were sat relaxing in her garden, and a tough topic came up about some guy that's been giving her attention at her work. She has said several times for several months to my face, and has sworn on her 5-year-old daughter life. Okay, her daughter. Okay, to which I didn't ask her to. That the last time she spoke to this guy was face to face several months ago to tell him she had a boyfriend, which is me. I had a gut feeling. I went with the nuclear option and calmly asked her to show me the last correspondence with the guy. She held her phone in her hand while I was sat next to her. She showed me the messages from him last Thursday saying, "Thank you, gorgeous, XXXXX." Heart. And absolutely refused to go any higher, quote unquote, on principle. I feel guilty for asking her on basis of privacy. No, man. Like, here's the thing with privacy. If the other person doesn't give you reasons to be suspicious, like if the other person just out of the blue comes out like, hey, I want your password for your Facebook. Hey, I want blah, blah, blah. But if it's a relationship that constantly on and off, like she's dumping you all the time and she's doing it on WhatsApp and shit like that, I mean, at this point, I think you have a little bit of a right to be like, yeah, can you just like show me? I mean, just, you know, especially if you do it once. You know, if you do it all the time, then yeah, she would have the reason to talk about privacy. But if you do it once, you know, you do it just once, like, no, come on. I dumped her on the spot and abruptly noped the fuck out of there. And also gave her her key. She then bombards me with messages after I left saying she was trying to do a WhatsApp iCloud backup from WhatsApp to prove her innocence, but had deleted all of her chats by accident. Dude, she's lying like a motherfucker. Like, what? Why are all the lies the same? You know, like they think they're inventive. But she also said she would get screen grabs from the guy to prove it. She still categorically denies anything. I did go no contact for a few days, but then unblocked her and stated I would like to still be friends. No. Like, what you want is to keep her as a backup, I guess. That's the intent here. Or at least business associates. I also hate being on bad terms with anyone in life. Yeah, keep telling yourself that. She also keeps asking me for money, despite me dumping her. Oh, now I see. Now I see why the relationships keeps going on and off. Why she's dumping you and then turning her mind again. It's like, maybe I need another 500 pounds. Jesus. Giving her 500 pounds per month. Holy shit. I believe she is financially irresponsible and she has 300 pair of shoes. No, she's not being financially irresponsible. She's being very financially responsible. She knows you're a pay piggy and you're going to provide her when she doesn't have money. So she's being very responsible. Like, she's buying the shit she wants, knowing that you're going to give her 500 pounds per month. How is this irresponsible? I mean, if I knew I had the genie with big tits that would give me 500 pounds at the end of the month when I run out of money, I wouldn't find the fact that I don't have money a financial concern anymore. I felt a bit childish, but asked her to ask the guy she was messaging who runs men's mental health charity, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Well, why do these people ask the internet? I mean, it's so fucking self-obvious. Well, it's not that she was a gold digger necessarily. right? Because a gold digger wouldn't go with someone that gives her 400, 500 pounds a month. She would probably go with someone that gives her 5,000 pounds a month. I want to talk about Taiwan. Do you think they'll be invaded? And if so, will the US do something? I've no idea, man. Like, this is... Yeah, it's quite difficult because in a way the US would have to do something because like, it's their... Why am I talking about Taiwan, dude? We're talking about like a 33-year-old woman that doesn't want to show her phone to the husbando. And you're like, what about Taiwan? I don't know. I don't know if Taiwan is going to be invaded. Only the CCP and God knows. Let's look at lesbian problems. This looks like a lesbian issue. 26 female just told my girlfriend 24 to get out of our room. So Monday, my girlfriend asked if I wanted to go with her to see her little sister graduate. She said her older sister might help us pay for gas and we could stay in the hotel. I said yes, but as the week went on, I started evaluating our situation. We're behind on all kind of bills. See, now we're talking about the lady that is more financially responsible. She is not working, is seeking work, but will turn down offers if it's too far because she doesn't want me to give her rides. She doesn't have a driver's license, so I'm going to have to drive the entire way. And it's around 16 hours. I have to work Monday. I don't want to put the wear on my car. So today I told her I can't go on this trip, and I gave her those reasons. She calls her sister, and they start trying to figure out how to get there. However, at the same time, she is telling her sister about the situation and framing it as if I don't care, and that my excuses aren't valid. Her sister offered to buy us a rental car, but that would still leave me to do all the driving. After a while, I tried to go to sleep because it's midnight and I have work. However, she's on the phone with her sister, talking about me and making petty comments like, she's just sleeping like a baby. I'm pulsing with anger, so I try to ask her to leave the room with her conversation because I'm trying to sleep. She tells me there's a couch and another room that I can go to. Oh my god, so I guess in lesbian couples, the couch is where the woman sleeps. I guess that kind of makes sense. We proceeded to argue because I couldn't take it anymore. Oh my fucking god. I wanted to defend myself, but ultimately it was pointless. I'm so curious if she got the couch. For the first time, I just flat out told her I wanted her to get out. She wouldn't at first, but after repeating myself, she left it. My fucking god. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wow, is this what lesbian couples are like? I mean, I've never seen so much drama in my entire fucking life. I'm not exaggerating, okay? Like, I'm not being misogynistic or it's just like this is so much drama that can be so easily avoided. You could take the train. You could take the bus. You could take the plane. I mean, it's... Oh. Mind blown. Okay, so, long story short, okay, one of the girls doesn't wanna sorry, she's got her little sister graduating, right? And she wants to be at the graduation, which is normal. But the other chick doesn't want to drive her. Doesn't matter why. And she's in the wrong because if you tell someone, yeah, I'll do this for you, you can't chicken out later on and say, you know what, I changed my mind without like having a really good reason. Because now the person made plans. Now the person went like, called her sister. It's like, yeah, like I'm coming. She's happy. And then I'm like, oh, well, I can't come anymore. Of course she's going to get pissed off. But like, my God, like this level of drama. Holy crap. This is some dramaturgy that I never thought possible. Does this lead to domestic abuse? Well, apparently one of them could have slept on the couch that night, so I don't know if it counts. But it's like, that's like the most petty thing to argue over, isn't it? I mean, if my fiance wanted something like this, okay, because it's actually something that I talked about. her sister is in the capital in Bucharest, and I told her it's like that is no way in goddamn hell I will go to your sister's wedding. Yeah, and she understands because she knows me as a person. Like I just don't do travel. It's like if she comes and weds here in my town, then I'll go. But I'm not going all the way fuck over there. Um, but like the thing is, why can't she just take the bus? Why can't she take the train? And yeah, I would have definitely done that. Like if I'm in the bedroom and someone is there talking on the phone, talking shit about me, I just leave. Just walk out of the bedroom. Why cause a scene? It's so weird. I know, Tactical Droid. Which female sleeps on the couch just to be the male? Can you? Is there a situation where the woman sleeps on the couch though? Like that would be interesting. Tactical Droid, sorry I couldn't hear you through all of the freedoms. Women get jealous of other women pretty commonly. Yeah, but that's not it. Like that, I'm not talking about that. Although, like, my fiance usually comes with like the most petty grievances from work, and I'm like, you don't know how lucky you are if these are the problems. Like, to me, problems are like, how the fuck am I going to pay the mortgage on time? I got a debt to pay with the electricity bill. I need to think about buying wedding rings. I need to think about organizing the wedding. I need to think about the guests. Like, to me, these are considered problems, and they're not even big problems to the point where I feel the need to talk about them for an hour. Like, it's so bizarre, And now that I see this thing, I kind of connect it with my life, and I'm like, okay, so there is a level beyond the petty grievances that I hear about from work. Like, there's another level above that. Oh, God. Like for example, okay, she was told at work that she's not allowed to have nail polish because it doesn't look professional. And this was like an old lady that told her this, like an old nurse. And she's like, oh, so like the nurse is so super jealous of me. And she's like, and I'm just looking, like, just, wow. So the argument is like you're not allowed to have nail polish because as a doctor you need to be able to see that the nails are clean. Like you don't want to have nail polish so that you can have like dirt under the nail and not notice it. And I'm like, Jesus, like this is a level of drama that I'm not really built for. But it is what it is, I guess. It's your problems if you pay for all. No, because like she doesn't have a big wage. Okay, she's a doctor. She earns less than me, and she buys everything for the house. Like she buys all the food. She's buying the detergent. She buys all the consumables, the perishables, blah blah blah. She also has to pay for the bus to go to work. So no, like she's holding her share. It's not that I'm buying for everything. The man sleeps on the couch when he is caught with the mistress. No, the man sleeps on the couch also when the person snores. I actually know a lot of friends who told me it's like the moment you start snoring, you're going to sleep on the couch. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going to buy a really awesome couch, which is what I did. Like, if I get to sleep on the couch, I'll be like, joke's on you. The couch is pretty comfy. Love you too, Vlad Teacup. Alright, let's do one more. So far, they're pretty lame, I gotta say. I thought that they're going to be a lot more better. My mother cheated and left me and our family to work in the adult industry. No, that's a little bit too depressing. This one is kind of fucked up. Okay, my 21 bestie has been living with me since the pandemic started. And she has recently started doing prostitution to pay me back. Like, Jesus, what's wrong with an OnlyFans account? I know like a lot of people don't like corporations, but it's no shame working at Twitch. Just get a bathtub and like you don't have to. I really don't want her to do that, but she doesn't know I know. So when the pandemic started, she lost pretty much everything and had to stay on the streets for a while. Took her in. I really don't mind doing it, but I had to take on a lot of debt to make it work. That's not really a problem for me. But when she found out, she felt super bad about everything, and it took a lot of convincing so she wouldn't leave. She's been actively trying to find an actual job, but her options are pretty limited, and so far nothing's worked. My God, like this is really sad, and I kind of get it. Like a lot of women, they can't go into construction, obviously, because it's a very physical and very. I mean, I wouldn't be able to go into construction either. I'm not built for it. It's only like the very strong individuals that can do it, and that's why I don't even see a lot of women on the construction sites. But yeah, women used to go be waitresses. They used to be like the salesperson in front of the kiosk. All those things were shut down with the pandemic. So yeah, it's fucked up. I honestly don't think she even could find anything until the pandemic is over. Ah, there you go. See, and she's been really distant since. We barely talk anymore. Couples weeks ago, she started leaving me some money in cash, and when I asked where it's from, she said she finally found something, and I left it at that. But she's now gone every night until morning. She explained that by saying she prefers working night shifts because it's more money for the less work. I mean, sure, but where? Not like you can go work in person anywhere at the moment. So I followed her one night. Turns out she works at a brothel. Jesus. I saw her in there. She was clearly drunk or on some other drugs, and she looked like hell. I really don't want her to do this. My God, like I wish I knew the name of the girl just so I can. Well, I don't even know if you can donate money to her and fix the situation. It's yeah, I didn't expect it to be this bad. Yeah, this is what the pandemic did to some people. Not to a lot, but hey, like the left has said, well, like businesses are not as important as human lives. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's fucked up. I mean, I guess the only thing she could do is to talk to her about it. But if she's already doing it, then I guess her mind is set to it. It's probably going to be difficult to change her mind about it. My God, that was very depressing. The guys that start at construction are not that built in. I don't know. I don't think I could do construction, man. Like I legitimately don't think I would have the body strength to do it. It's what the government did to people. Yeah, I mean, like if you're going to tell someone, hey, you're not allowed to go to work, you stay home for 1 year, and the government isn't going to give you any money. Like, what the fuck do they think is going to happen? Seriously, like, what is this? What are some people gonna do? The people that are lucky and they can work from home, they're going to keep working. But everyone else, I mean, the left, sex work is real work. I don't even know what the fuck that means. I mean, I guess any job that gives you money is work. I guess they're trying to say that sex work is prestigious. I don't know. Many construction workers are fat in 40s. Not really. I mean, the ones that I get to see hanging around my house, because they're still constructing buildings here, are quite young and very well built. How much are you going to super chat me, Umatsu, so I don't delete this? Huh? I'm blackmailing Umatsu Obosa. Look what I'm doing now. I'm blackmailing women. Since we talked about women the entire stream, I'm now blackmailing Umatsu. I love Umatsu's avatar, by the way. It reminds me of Fennec from what is it? The Akatsuki, I believe it's called. Stop shaming sex work. She's an adult making her own choices. Yeah, you say that, but if you had a daughter doing sex work, I don't think you would be happy. I don't think you would be really pleased. Lockdowns are designed to destroy small and medium businesses. I don't know if they're designed, but that's the effect, though. Like, that's literally what's happening. Small and medium businesses are just obliterated. Where is the political divide when you need them the most? Yeah, I get that. It's kind of sad because I didn't have that many interesting articles to read today. Say Umatsu Bossa is telling me she's broke. She needs to find the guy like the one. Hey Umatsu, like when you rewatch the stream, there's a guy that broke up with his girlfriend. Used to give her 500 pounds a month. I don't know if sex work is immoral. What I think like the main problem with sex work is that it completely sucks the life out of the person. It takes away the happiness in a way, like can you even have like a normal happy relationship if your job is to sleep with as many men as possible? Like I would think even if a guy, like if you're a guy and you just have to work like a porn star, right, and you just sleep with a lot of women, can you even have a meaningful relationship after that with a woman? Like you're not going to see women the same. Like a lot of the quote unquote magic is going to be robbed. I don't know if I consider myself a romantic for saying this, but it definitely affects a person, and it definitely is going to make you less happy in the future. I think that's the main problem, right? It's not about the morality of the issue necessarily. What job doesn't suck the life from people? Being a YouTuber, Abdi Muhammad. It's a very pleasant job. No, there's a lot of jobs that don't suck the life from people. There's a lot of people that enjoy their jobs. I mean, I actually knew a builder. I keep giving this example, and he was very happy building. Like he didn't want to become something more than a builder or a doctor or anything. Like no, he just loved the fact that he could build, and it was something that he could do anywhere. He traveled the world doing his stuff. He made good money with it, and he was happy. So no, it's like the idea that all jobs suck the life out of you. I don't agree with it. Um. Anyway, right, it's been an hour. Thank you guys for watching. Unfortunately, I know it wasn't as entertaining as it could have been. But this week is stupid. This coming up. Like I got a really really cool lineup this week. So hopefully you're going to tune in on the main channel day after tomorrow, and I guarantee to you it's going to be great. Thank you for the super chats. Appreciate the viewership, and I'll see you guys later.